Hey guys, today I'm bringing you my first impressions of Last No Tempest. This story revolves around two main characters. Basically, one of the main characters wants to help his best friend find this killer who killed his family, like his mother and father and younger sister. The main characters' names are basically my hero and Yoshino. And basically, my hero wants to find out why this killer killed his mother and father and his younger sister, and he disappears for a while, trying to find this killer, where to start, and wants to ask him questions of why he killed them, and why. Well, basically kill him, because basically in the first chapter he basically says near the end of it when he finds him, he is gonna kill him. And in the other parts of the chapter, this is the first in the first chapter of this manga, the main character Yoshino is in school, and he's he's basically reading this text of his girlfriend, and so she's basically saying don't be late for the first day or he won't be forgiven by her. But I'll get into that a little bit later on, because the rest of the chapter is really interesting. The first opening part of this chapter is this girl who gets put in a barrel and is washed up from the sea and ends up on this deserted island. She has no clothes, basically. Well, she's not basically naked. She's not naked. She's got these rags on, and basically she was put on that deserted island by them. I guess you can call him an antagonist, called Samon. And then we find out she's basically a sorceress, and her name is Kurosawa Hazaki. She's one of the most powerful sorcerers. She's a princess, and so she gets left on this deserted island by Samon. I'm just trying to think now what, because I read this chapter basically yesterday, and I'm trying my best to describe it to you guys of being my first impressions on this manga. It's really good. Trust me, this manga is really good. I'm not surprised it got so popular. Being he has lots of chapters, but reading this first chapter is interesting, especially after that. My hero, there's a little bit of a backstory, a flashback of my hero and Yoshino, at my hero's mother and father and sister's grave, and my hero's actually wanting to ask questions answered of why this killer done this, and the only way he's going to do it is that if he finds him. And so later on, this detective woman who works for the government, basically she says she's not basically helping them, she's just what is it? She basically says she's working for the government, but not in a way. She's basically a part-timer. But she first meets Yoshida, and she asks him if he knows my hero and where he is, and he actually says he doesn't know where he is because he hasn't seen him since the time that they were at my hero's parents' grave and sister's grave. and basically she doesn't believe him. She thinks she thinks he, yeah, Yoshino is hiding something from her. So, and then she points a gun at him, at Yoshio, and basically demanding to tell him where he is, and she tells him that there's a boy that fits my hero's description, like he saved a girl, but he saves people, like she basically told him he saved a girl, but every single time he's in a different part of the city, it gets quarantined off. And Yashio doesn't know what to believe in this. So, in the few panels that he's thinking, oh, I'm gonna get this gun away from her, she's gonna kill me if I don't. I'm telling her the truth, but she doesn't believe me, she's gonna kill me, I need to take this gun away from her. So, he knocks the gun out of her hand, but then he gets flipped over by this government woman. I can't remember her fucking name. So, if I find out her name in later chapters, I'll put it in my next review of chapter 2. So yeah, sorry about that. So she flings Yoshino onto the floor and pulls out this shotgun. Even he was surprised by where she kept the shotgun. Yeah, big-breasted woman with a fucking shotgun. Awesome. So anyway, there's these butterflies that come out of basically nowhere, and it's basically they don't come out in winter, and Yashio points that out that basically they'll come out in winter, and there's loads of them, and even the government woman was surprised by this. It's like it's impossible that there's so many out during the winter season. But then it cuts to Mahiro turning up. Mashiro turning up in where they are, and basically he just like beats the crap out of this government woman. Basically, like, actually no, he has a little bit first of that. Before that, first he has this little bit of a dialogue with Yoshino's saying that he's the reason he chased the butterflies up there. That's why I don't know how that's possible, how he chased the butterflies up there. But he has this little dialogue with Yoshiro. Then he basically, the government woman shoots at him, but he stops it. It stops right next to his back. He stops it, and he's basically like, straight away, the government woman was like, you know the sorceress Kasabi Hagikaze, and he's in cahoots with her. And then Mashiro turns around and like gives her this ominous grin, which was freaking badass. And then he just like, she was basically like, let's see what you got. Let's see if you can do that again. If you're not working with the sorceress, then you'll die from getting shot at. So he basically charges at her, stopping these bullets, and she's surprised by this. And basically Mashiro just palms her face and is like, yes, he just says to her, you're strong, let's enjoy this. And he's like, but now it's time for you to go to sleep, and just bashes her head off the floor. Then there's a little more dialogue between Mashiro and Yoshino. Sorry, I'm trying to pronounce their names. But anyway, my hero basically tells him what he's been doing since he's been gone. He's been contacted by Kasabi, by like he finds this bar on the beach that was done by her. And he finds out he has this doll, and it's connected to her voice. Basically, like I said, she's on this desert island, and Simon put these barriers up so she can't use her magic. But she found out a way that she can use this ball to like transport this message with using magic, and she's got this little doll in it, so she can communicate with them through the doll. It's actually, it looked like a voodoo doll, but it's pretty cool how they done that. But if she can't use magic, she can like put her magic in this doll, and she can communicate through that doll, like I said. But in a few panels later on, they're basically walking through this city. And they basically find that everyone's turned to iron. It's basically because of this iron sickness. It's like a pandemic. Take a zombie apocalypse. Take that virus, but they don't come back to life. They're frozen in iron, basically. And people who have magic inside of them don't get affected by the magic iron. And it's spread through the entire continent, a few continents of Japan. So if they touch them, I don't know what happens if they're gonna touch them. Basically, if they like die or they fall apart or nothing happens. Basically, Yoshino's safe because he's with Mashiro. Because he has magic. He's got little bits of magic in him, thanks to being in contact with the sorceress. And moving and into other panels, the body sea dock, and all you see is this levitation of this giant fruit. Basically, it's like a giant fruit wrapped in chains. It looks like a fucking pineapple. And anyway, at the end of the chapter, it's basically like you got Mashiro, and Yoshino basically looking at this fruit, saying it's basically one of the pieces. If all the pieces of that is like put all together, it's basically the end of it can cause the end of the world. And at the end of the chapter, this giant eye opens up. It looks like a giant eye. It opens up, and it's so freaky. That shocked me when I read that. I didn't know that has an eye. So anyway, that's my chapter review of Blast No Tempest. I hope you guys like it. Especially my first impressions of this manga. I might check out the animes because I'm starting to like the manga of it. It's pretty interesting. So yeah, thanks for watching. Oh yeah, before I go, I want you guys to check out my anime list if you got the time. It'll be in this description below. So yeah, thanks for watching. Have an awesome day wherever you are, and I'll see you in my next manga reviews. Later guys.